Pie Nasty just won a game of marbles, and basically, Pie Nasty said, hey, play a live Changes. I typed in Changes live, and this very, very, very important song to me popped up. It's Changes by Charles Bradley, which is actually a cover of Black Sabbath. Now, a lot of people have heard this from the intro to the TV show Big Mouth, but that's the studio version. When you hear Charles Bradley do this song with just a guitar and just his voice, it will blow you away. The conviction, the soul, everything about this performance crushes me in the most beautiful fashion. I am gonna, and just so you know, I might get a little emotional on this song. I, in the worst time of my life, about a week after the worst thing that had ever happened to me happened, I was sitting in my car, freaking out at work, just having a terrible time. And I heard this song and I felt so understood by it. This performance in particular, and I just hysterically cried. I sent the song to my mother. My mother called me and she cried with me. This song hits me so hard, guys. So I'm gonna hit the play button, but before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. And if you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Or join us on Twitch. These people over here are actually the best people. They just want to discover music with you, and so do I. Guys, without further ado, Charles Bradley doing the most amazing cover of any Black Sabbath song you will ever hear.
Tune you're going to do for us is Changes, which is a tune by Black Sabbath. You don't strike me as the average Black Sabbath fan. How did this tune cross your path?
Rest in peace, by the way.
Tommy Burnett asked me to do this song. Never heard of the guy, but the lyrics was so powerful.
Never heard of Black Sabbath.
That was going through the crisis. My mom was very ill, and I was watching her suffer, and it hurted me to my heart. And I didn't want to do the song, but the first verses was very hard for me to learn because I didn't want to accept it. But when I saw my mom took her last breath, the second verse just came so natural. I didn't have to rehearse it. I didn't have to think about it. I look at it when she said her last goodbye to me. And boy, even today when I sing that song, I get truly emotional.
This is one of the
most
version, amazing songs that has ever been sung in the world, just so you know. I'm so excited about this, to share this with you guys. Normally I'm reacting, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Seriously, tell me as much as you can.
I feel unhappy. I feel so sad. I have lost the best friend that I ever had. She was my woman. I love her so.
The conviction, dude.
But it's too late now. I let her go. Listen now. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. Oh, it hurts so bad in my life.
He's so good, dude. I'm mesmerized.
It's gonna be a change in my life.
You see that face? That noise came out of that face. That noise that he made came out of that face. This is just a guitar and Charles Bradley. The conviction that he is singing this with, you can tell that this is a song he feels. also, ironically enough, the song that Sabbath wrote says, I'm going through changes. The way Charles Bradley sings this particular version of this song, he says, I'm going to change it. And I've always thought that that was such an interesting stylistic choice here. And part of me wondered if he forgot the lyrics, but then he remembered all of the other lyrics, which are difficult to remember. So it makes me think it's a conscientious choice, which further than that really makes me wonder how he related to it. Dude.
We shed the years, we shed each day,
Like,
in love together.
you don't
We
need...
found a way, but soon the world
For the record, I had to
had its evil ways. My heart was crying, love went astray.
that noise.
I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. Oh, it hurts so bad in my life. It's gotta be a change in my life. Somebody gotta help me.
Like, even this. Like, you can just see him breathe out there after that last shout. And there's just something hugely... By the way, shout out to Mama. Dad, if you're near to Mom, let Mom know I love her. And tell her I said thank you for being there for me to have sent this song to. That the thing that's so cool about this is how, again, just... less really is more in this context. Charles Bradley's voice is normally on top of like a big band, you know? And in this case, he doesn't need that. He's almost like a sage of soul music at this point.
And this is the part that hurts me the deepest. It took so long to realize I can still hear her last goodbye.
Bro.
And now all my days have turned to tears. Wish I could go back and change these years.
Like at the end of his life, he would die a few months later.
I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. Lord, it hurts so bad in my life.
Bro,
It's gotta be a change in my life. Somebody gotta help me.
Woo! Oh man,
bro.
Charles Bradley, please give him as much thank you applause as you possibly can. Charles, that was fantastic. That's Ben on guitar back there.
Shout out to Ben's
We
everywhere.
never have too many Bens in the room. Thank you guys for coming out. But
Thank you.
once again, man, thanks. I really appreciate it.
That, I mean, truly, that is one of the most amazing covers I have ever heard in my entire life. You know, I mean, really, as far as a song that I relate to just on a personal level, like, and what's interesting to me is that I can remember now looking back, and I can remember feeling all of those terrible, awful, the worst ways ever that I felt when this song most impacted me. But I can also remember and recognize now that I don't currently feel that way. That's not the case. But in a weird way, this song, listening to it now, kind of feels like an old friend. Kind of reminded me of how far I've come. I guess it's a little weird saying that, but there's something special about it, you know? And again, that man covered a Black Sabbath song, the juxtaposition behind those things, behind soul and Sabbath, you know, there's just something deeply moving about that particular performance. And to see him and how much that song clearly meant to him and impacted him, I think touched me just as much, you know, as the song itself did. There's just something tangible about it. There's feeling to that song, and I think that's why it's so special to me. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best, and until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.